Hello, this is Mark Sabatella from Outside Shore Music. In this video, I want to talk about taking a major key melody and playing it, harmonizing it, accompanying it in a way where it ends up being in a minor key. And I'm going to talk about doing this without actually changing the melody. So I've got hot cross buns up here, an arrangement I've talked about a little bit before that I made for recorders, and I've got a third part too for some bass instruments. And the melody is a very simple, very major key. I mean, it's 3, 2, 1, right? Re, mi, do. And if I wanted to make that a minor key, of course, I could change the notes to make it G minor, but that's not what I want to talk about here. I want to talk about how could we take this melody, which very clearly seems like it's a G major chord, maybe G to D and back to G. I mean, it seems very major key. However, that tonic note there, G, is also the third of the relative minor, E minor. So, any melody that ends on G that we think we could harmonize with a G chord, we could also harmonize with an E minor chord. And then we can take a look at the rest of the notes and figure out how we could possibly harmonize those. If we have the A to G, that maybe I was going to harmonize with D to G, I could just as easily harmonize that B7 to E minor, right? So that 2 to 1 could just as easily be harmonized this way. It's scale degree 4 to scale degree 3 in the minor key. Or if my melody had the leading tone, I could harmonize that as right? So I can still get a lot of the same harmonizations. So, for instance, I'm going to show you what I did with this, just play a little bit of the piece. Here's a section of the piece, my arrangement that is very much in G major. Now, the next section starts off in G major, but is going to introduce, in the second measure, a little bit of E minor, but then it really stays in G major. But let's check that out. That was the E minor. And back to G major. But now that I've given you a taste of E minor, now I'm going to actually give you a whole version of that melody in E minor. So, I'm not going to claim it works with every single major key melody, but come on, it's going to work in most of them, because as we just saw, anytime that tonic is in the melody of the original key, it's also the third of the relative minor. And anytime you approach it by step, that is, if you approach it whether by step from above or step from below, you could harmonize that with 5 to 1 in the relative minor, just as you can 5 to 1 in the original major key. So it's something you can use in any way you see fit. If you have a little melodic line you're not sure what to do with, it's in a major key, consider just taking the same thing and harmonizing it in the relative minor without actually even changing the melody.